Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in our previous video, we have created our petrol intake case. So this is a part that we have done on our previous video. So till this, we have completed for our jet engine assembly. So now we are going to create the 23rd part, and like there are only 4 to 5 parts left in this assembly. Okay, so we are almost going to complete this entire assembly. So let's create our 23rd part. Okay, so here I'm going to rename it as petrol turbine case. Okay, so create features. Okay, so before that I need to open the drawings. Petrol turbine case. Where is that? Yeah, petrol turbine case. So this is the part that we are going to create as our 23rd part. Okay, okay. So now let's see like whether we can able to create this part. Like if yeah, we are going to create this part inside the assembly. Okay, yeah, let's go for the offset planes. Okay, okay, and then we can turn on all these datum planes and let's go for the sketch and for the sketch view. So let's hide all those datum planes except the plane display. And yeah, so we are going to create a part like in this specific area. Okay. Okay, so for that I'm going to take a reference of this and then I'm going to take a reference on this face. Okay, okay. We can click on solve and close. Okay. So here at first let's go for the diagram and let's see what are all the dimensions that they have provided in this. So if you guys are going to create a part separately that not in the assembly. If you are going to create a part separately apart from this assembly, it will be very complicated because in this assembly we can use the reference line and so that it will be very easy for completing this part. Okay, if you are going to do this as a separate part, it will be very difficult. So you need to see all these dimensions which are all present in this diagram. Okay, so we are going to do in this assembly itself. So we don't want to make any complexity for this, just follow the reference and then we can directly implement our dimension which are all referenced in this. Okay, so at first like we can continue with this line. So till here, so this height will be like 190, so it will be divided by 2 for the center line center plane, so it must be 95, right? So at first I'm going to draw a line from this reference till this. Okay, and then we can add the dimension for this, like from here till this center plane I'm going to add a value of 95. So this will be the length of this line from the reference. Okay, so then I need to take reference for these curves because we are going to create a feature on this curve and for this reference line also. Okay, okay, so and for then this. Okay, so now let's click on close and let's go for the diagram again for the drawing. Okay, okay. So directly we can project this by using line tool or it may be in G tool. So for that, I'm going for the center and ends arc. You can able to find the center point here. And from this edge to this edge and once more, like we have to click here and from here till here. Okay. So now let's delete the unwanted segments. I don't want this. I don't want this. Let's join this edges by the lines here, 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 and then here. Okay. So let's delete this bottom line also. We don't want this. Okay, our sketch has been completed. So then we can directly draw a line from here for the line from here till here as a straight line, and this line up to this reference. Okay, let's see, did they have provided any value for this? This is like 34.65, 34.65. Yeah, it's good. It's fine for me. So then what else do we need to create in this sketch? Okay, let's create here. So this distance, like from here till this line, it will be 50. So I'm going to draw a line from here till here for a value of 50 here. Okay, and then I'm going to draw one more line from here to here, but we need to know the exact length for that. So here, from here till here, it will be like 100.76. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line. Like we can also take this line as a reference, and then we can able to draw a parallel line to this, or else like let's create a point here, and then we can go for the dimensions because we know the exact value, right? So we can create our dimensions here, 100.76.76. Okay, so it must be parallel with this line, okay? Or else like you can directly go for the parallel and you can create a line here, okay? And then I'm going to join this with this line. Okay. So let me see like whether they have provided any dimension for this. Okay, here, let's check this dimension 15.79, and I think like they have not mentioned this dimension here. So this does not create any kind of impact for this. Okay, so I'm going on with this offset. So loop feature, select this entire sketch. Yeah, I can't able to see the arrow mark. Select this, and you can see it is towards outside, but for we need it as an inside. So I'm going to click on negative value here, -5. So this -5 you can see here. Okay, so this is the value for this. Okay, so now we can directly complete our sketch by drawing these lines here, here, and here. Okay, our sketch has been completed. So now let's create one more center line here. Okay, revolve, and you can see our part is completed here. Okay, so yeah, let's click on OK here, and let's see what are all the other features that we need to add in this part. Okay, we have completed this profile, but we need to add a couple of rounds in here and the other side. So they have mentioned here. Okay, okay, for the small holes, they have mentioned 122.5 and 200 as a height. The same dia of 4. Okay, so let's go for the sketch, and let's sketch on this surface, sketch, and then go for the sketch view. So at first, I'm going to take a reference on this, close, and let's hide all the straight planes. I just need to create a central here, a center, and let's adjust this as 4, and let's adjust this value as like 122.50. I think that's the thing that we have to create on this surface. 122.50. Okay, so let's go for the extrude, and I'm going to flip the direction and this depth as 5. So let's see whether it is created on the other side. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to pattern this as an axis pattern. Let's turn on the axis display. Let's select this center axis. See, it is center. Okay, so then let's see the pattern numbers. Okay, it is not mentioned here. Okay, so it will be the same like the before as a 20 number, as a number of members it is 20 and equally spaced, and then okay. So now we need to do the same on this side. So sketch this surface and then go for the sketch view. So here at first, like we need to take a reference on this. So for that we need to turn on the plane display. Okay, solve, close. So now let's hide all these and then let's create a circle here. Okay, the diameter value of 4 and this length as 200 and then okay. So now I'm going to extrude this with the direction to the depth of 5. Okay. So now I'm going to pattern this again as the same. So let's turn on the axis display and let's select the central axis. This will be central axis. Okay. So the distance has 20. It's number of members equally spaced and okay. So we have completed our petrol turbine case. So let's open this part and save it as a separate part. Okay. Save. Okay. And then we can close this. Now let's go for this and make it as an active and make this entire part as active. Okay. Now let's regenerate it and let's save our part. Okay. Looks exactly good. And like we have completed our 23rd part. So let's move on for the next part. So the next part will be, let's close this first. So here, next part is petrol pipe array. So for this petrol pipe array, okay, so this will be the very, very simplest part. Okay, so we have to create this. Okay, we can create this inside this assembly itself. So let's go for the create, and I'm going to rename my part as petrol pipe array and create features. Now I'm going to offset my planes, go for the sketch, and then go for the sketch view. So for this, like we need to see the internal parts for creating this. Let's turn off all this. So we need to create a pipe on this hole, like from here till the inner edge. Like we will create, like we have been created an internal surface hole for this. So for that, we need to see the sectional view for that. So we can go and click on this. You can see the half sketch as visible to me. So let's go for the sketch view again. And yeah, we need to create a whole feature in here, but I think we can't able to see this. Okay, you can see the hole is here, but this bottom, it is not sync with this. Okay, so for this, at first I'm going to close this sketch. So let's make it as okay. So let's first go for this. So this is fine, but for the like a petrol. So this is going to be the petrol pipe, right? Petrol turbine one, air turbine, it. Yeah, we have to edit this intake. So let makes this entire part as active. Generate. Okay, let's go for the petrol intake bracket and let's open it. We have done a small mistake in here. Let's switch on all these data planes. Okay, like Like we can have a front view like this. Okay, let's open this. Like every time when we create this part, we will face this situation, like this problem for every time. So we need to create this before itself. Okay, so petrol intake bracket. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, good. So let's go for this extrude. Okay, I'm going to sketch on this. Okay, so for this, we need to take a reference of that. So let me just go for assembly for the one more time. So all this, and let's go for this petrol intake bracket. Make it as an active part. You guys can be able to see, right? Because like we have created a hole here, so this extruded hole should come here. Okay, so we can go for the petrol intake, but we need to change this on this. Okay, so how we can do this? Let's go for this. Okay, now I'm going to delete this entire thing. Okay, so now let's go for the sketch on the surface. Go for the sketch here. Like we need to create the surface on this side. Okay, like it makes the sketch for the one more time. Um, it's done on all these datum planes. Sketch. Let's see whether it may have some different orientation. Okay, okay, so let's close the sketch. So I'm going for assembly again. Let's see. Petrol intake bracket. Okay, okay, so we don't want to worry about that. Like we can directly go for the sketch inside this part itself. Let's go for the sketch and then let's go for the sketch view. So at first let's hide all these datum planes and let's check whether this is got coincidental with this. Okay, on this side, okay, yeah, I think this side is okay for me. Okay, yeah. So this is the kind of like you will face these problems like while you are creating some model. So we don't want to worry about that. Like we know the exact dimension, right? So we can be able to create it by our own. So yeah, I'm going to create a circle on this surface without any coincident relationship, and then I'm going to enter this diameter value of 10. Okay, okay, let's go for the dimensions from here till here. Okay, I don't want this coincidence. Okay, so this distance is 76.52. Okay, we can also check here. So this is 76.52. Okay, so let's go for the extrude. So let's go for the front view for the one time. Okay, or for the bottom. Okay, now it is like now it is good, right? So I'm going to extrude this. So for this, I'm going to flip the direction and the extrude length as 3. Okay. Okay. So after this, like we can able to create this in my part itself. So let's go and open this part, and you can see this extrude is got created in here. So we can directly select this extrude, go for the pattern, and for the axis pattern, select all and select the axis. So I need this as a value of like for the 10 numbers, right? So 10 equally spaced. Okay. So now let's select this surface again, go for the sketch and then go for the sketch view. So here, like the same which we have done for the previous video, it will be same. Like we don't want to change anything here. I think this from here till here, it should be a value of 1.5. Okay, extrude it, extrude this to a value of yeah 5. Okay, pattern this as an axis pattern here as a central axis, and then this number as 10 as equally spaced. Okay, so now we have done it correctly. So we can save this part and we can go for assembly, and let's check whether it is looking good or not. Like make that as an active part. Okay, yeah, we're good. So we can go for the sketch view on this item 3 sketch, and let's go for the sketch view. Okay, I think the front view will be better here. Okay, if we go for the section view here, I think, yeah, now it is exactly good. So this is what we want. We need to, okay, let me close this. We need to create a pipe like this. So this hole should be synced with this hole. So you can see from this to this. Okay, okay, so good. Like these are all the issues that we have faced when we are creating this path. Okay, remember this. Okay, I'm going for the reference, this, and one more reference like from like this reference and this. Okay, so let's close this. And now I'm going to create a line like from. So we need to take a reference for this. Sorry, so this reference sol. Okay, I'm going to draw a line from this up to this. So this distance, like from here, this total length, it will be like 50. Okay, 15. Then for this line, okay, for this curved line, either we can create this or else, okay, let's create this line first. This will be at the distance of 10. So from here till here, it will be the distance of 10. Okay, so now we need to create this curve feature for that they have mentioned that is it's like a spline. Okay, so let's go for the spline, select this and directly to this point and escape. Okay, so we have created this, but we can't be able to get this curve feature. Okay, for that, I think they will definitely use this as a tangent feature for this. So go for the tangent, select this and this and this and this. Okay, so we can see this has got a tangent feature here. Okay, so let's click on OK here. And now let's go for the sweep and let's go for the sketch and sketch view. So let's hide all these data planes. So for this, like, yeah, they have mentioned this total internal, sorry, yeah, this total outer length as outer diameter as 10 and the inner dia as a distance of 1. So we can create a circle at this center like this. So it may have some coincident relationship. I got too many sync on this. Okay. So let's create one more concentric circle with this, mm, like this, and dimension like from here till here, it will be 1. Okay, so let's click on OK here, and you can see our pipe has been created here. It looks really good. Okay, okay. So I think this is got placed perfectly. Or else if you need to check on this, you can go for the sketch and you can go for the sketch view. And here you can go for the sectional view here. Okay. So you can see it is placed perfectly. So let's close this and let's select this sweep and go for the pattern and for the axis pattern. Let's turn on all these like except axis display. Okay. Let's select the center plane. Okay. So now I'm going to enter this number as 10 as the same and this equally spaced and then okay. So now you can see how all our pipe array has been created. So let's open this part and let's save this. Let's close this and let's then yeah, this part is okay for me. I'm going to save this and close this. Okay, so we have completed our part here. Let's go and regenerate, save our model. Let's hide all these data points here. Okay, like yeah, we have completed the part here, like pipe array, and then let's go for the 25th part. So let's close this. And for the 25th part, we are going to create a front trim for this front, a front trim. Okay, so this is a kind of very simple. Okay, so for that we can able to create this in assembly itself. I'm going to rename it as front rim. Okay, create features. Okay, let's go for the offset planes. Okay. Just turn on the plane display and let's go for the sketch and then sketch view. So here we are going to like create this front rim on this front of this part. Okay, so let's go for the reference. I'm going to keep this as my reference. Solve or else if you need, click on this. Okay, solve. Okay. So now here we need to like we can also use revolve tool for this. Okay, so yeah, at first I'm going to create a point like this and let's see distance. So it will be like 480 as a diameter. So for the radius it will be reduced as 2 divided by 2. So dimensions from here till this center point it will be 240. Okay, and from this we are going to create yeah, we are going to create this arc feature. So this radius will be 20 and inner it will be 17. Okay, so let's go for the 3-point arc and I'm going to select okay, okay, like from here till yeah till here I think so. Check for one more time here. Mm, okay, so we're going to start our curve from here. Okay, 3-point tangent and from here until here and like this. Okay, so let's see the radius value. It is 14.63, but we need to edit this. So I don't want this relationship here. This is kind of coincident. I need to delete this. So the radius value is of 20. Yes, we can't able to change this. So let's go for the center. Sorry, 3 point arc like this and this. So this radius value of 20. Okay, so now we have created this curve here, and then we need to create one more center and arc like this. Okay, and this radius value must be 70, as they have mentioned here. 17, right? As a inner circle reference for this. So I'm going to drag this like this, and then you can see like they have some cut here. Okay, so for this, see, yeah, they have provided an angle of 15. So let's go for the constructive line from the midpoint till here, and I need this angle value as 15. Okay, so now let's delete all these, like go for delete, select all these. Okay, so we can complete this sketch by drawing a line like this, but I think they have mentioned something in here. Okay, if you go deep into this diagram, you can able to see the inner cut here. So yeah, this distance is 3 and this distance is 3. Okay, so now I'm going to create a rectangle, uh, a corner rectangle. Okay, we can't able to create like this. Okay, I'm going on with this line like this and perpendicular to this, equal and equal and then equal. Okay, so let's see the dimensions like that. All these sides need to be 3, 3, and then for the bottom 3, and then left side 3. Okay, so we have completed this. So let's delete the unwanted segments. So I don't want this. So our sketch has been completed, but we need to close at the bottom. Okay, so now we can revolve this. So I'm going to create a center line like this. Okay, go for the revolve, and you can see our part has been created. Let's click on OK, and let's open this part, a separate part, and I'm going to save this as a front trim part. Then we can close this, and let's make this part as an active part again. Let's make this entire assembly as active again. Okay, let's click on regenerate and let's save our part. So let's hide all those data planes. Okay, so yeah, we have created our part like 25 parts here. So let's create our 26th part. Okay, so I'm going to create the next part as my inner body. Okay, so let's go for this. Yeah, this is the inner body. Okay, so this is the part we are going to create. Okay, I'm going to create a new part inside this assembly. So let's go for this inner body. Okay, create features. And here I'm going to offset my planes. Okay, okay. And then let's turn on the datum planes. Go for the sketch. And then let's go for the sketch view. So here at first I'm going to hide these all these datum planes. Okay, so let's go for the diagram and let's see what they have provided here. This is a body cover for our part. Okay, this, okay. So then this total length as 910 and the total height as 548, 4 and 52. So this will be divided by 2. Okay, so now At first, I'm going to take a reference from this phase. Okay, so solve it. And now I'm going to create a constructive corner rectangle from this reference. Okay, up to like this, and then we need to assign this length value. So this will be 910 as the overall length, and for this height value, 548.52, 548.52 it should be divided by 2. So 274.26. Okay, good. So now let's create this part. So it should be have a height of 420.49 divided by 2. Okay, so I'm going to place a point on this, and let's have a height on this. From here till this center line, it should have a value of 2210.245. Okay, 5. Okay, so then, like, yeah, I think this is okay. We can directly create arc. So for this, I'm going for 3 point tangent end from here till this edge. Okay, tangent on this side. Okay, okay. So now I'm going to draw a line from here till here, but we need to know. Okay, I think it is coincident. So let's see the height value, like it is of 29.64. Okay, 29.64. Okay, so I'm going to create offset for this. Go for the loop here. Okay, for the good view, I'm going to view like this and also like this. So arrow mark is towards upwards. So we need as we need it for the inside, so -3. So let's close this, and now we can able to close this case here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line from here till here and from here till this edge. Okay, so then we need to create one more phase for this, like for the center, you can see here and here. We need to create that at a distance of 137, but we don't want that because we have a reference tracer for this. So we can directly go for the reference and select this. Okay, so solve this, close, and on this, so let's have a check whether like they have mentioned this total length as this total length, like this will be the 603 plus 170. So I think this will be fine. Okay, we don't want to check that. That will be okay for me. So yeah, and for this, I'm going to take one more reference here, like this here. Okay, so here we can check whether this distance is 170. Let's go for the dimensions from here till here. It should be 170. Yeah, good. So now I'm going to draw a line like from here till here. We need to know this exact height value. So this will be 183.31. So dimensions from this point to the center line, it will be like 183.31. Okay. So now, this should place on this edge reference line. I'm going to draw a line like this. So this will be value of 3, and then I'm going to draw a line up to this reference, and then let's delete the unwanted segments. Okay, here we have closed this, but it is keep on showing. We have to delete this. Okay, So let's delete this entire line. Okay, let's create one more line from here till this point. So now my sketch has been completed, but we need to create another feature for here also as the same. Okay, so here we are completed, but we have taken reference here. So the same, I'm going to draw a line from this to yeah, here. So let's see the height value for this. So this will be 225.43 and dimensions like from here till here 225.43. Yeah, okay. Now we need to create an offset line for this and this length is 3 and let's draw a line to complete the sketch here. Let's delete unwanted segments. Okay. So we have completed all these sketch which has been provided on this diagram. So we can directly go for the revolve, but for that I need to create a center line like this and then okay. So let's go for the revolve. Okay, it looks exactly good. Good, good. So let's click on okay. Let's click regenerate one more time. Okay. So I think they are mentioned some whole feature for this on the left side and for the right side. Okay, right side it will be same 200 and for the left side it should be have some different value of 256. Okay, so now let's go for the sketch and I'm going to sketch on this inner surface, sketch and then go for the sketch. So here I'm going to draw a line, but for that we need to take a reference on these planes. This is center plane, solve. Okay, let's hide all these datum planes. Here I'm going to place a circle like this, and this diameter value of 4, and then this height it will be 200. Okay, like they are mentioned here, it is 200. Okay, and then let's click on OK here. Let's extrude this. I'm going to flip the direction like this, and the depth value, yeah, the depth value will be 3 because we have created a offset feature of 3 here. So let's go for the pattern and axis pattern. Let's go for the axis display and let's select the center axis. Okay, this is good. And then it has 20 as a numbers equally spaced. Okay. So now we need to create the same for the other side also. Okay. So we can go for the sketch and then let's select the surface, sketch, go for the sketch view and yeah, we are having a reference for this. So we can able to create this circle based on the previous reference. So I'm just directly going to take this as a reference and I'm going to draw a circle with this reference. Okay, extrude and I need an extrude value of okay, yeah, from this place. Okay. I'm going to flip the direction. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm going to flip the direction and I'm going to enter the depth value of 3 here. And okay, now I'm going to pattern this axis pattern, central axis. Okay, so now this number of numbers is 20 and equally spaced and then okay. So now we have created a whole feature for this and let's check whether they have provided any more feature on this. Okay, they have just mentioned 2 round features here. We have completed that. So let's open this part and let's save this part. Save, close this, and let's make this active one more time. Let's go for that. Okay. So regenerate, save. Okay. So we have completed our inner body. So okay, let's go hide in all these datum planes. Okay. So that's all, guys. Like we have completed around 26 parts, and we have just left with only one part. And then we can directly go for the mechanism, and we can provide servo motors for all these blades, and then we can complete our model. Okay. So thanks for watching, guys. So if you want more videos about mechanical engineering or any other content, you can comment below, and like don't forget to like this video and keep on supporting me, guys. I will upload more videos that based on this. So this will be the starting video for me. Like I have uploaded a previous video of creating a modeling for the entire bicycle. You can go and watch that. Okay, so we will see in next video. Until then, bye.